Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. Today I have these images from Payday Designs, and they are from the spring and summer collection. I do think that some of these hearts and jars might be from Just Starkey. And then, of course, I have made some coordinating boxes to go along with these images as I put together my spread for April. So let's go ahead and pull those pages out of my planner and get them set up for the month ahead. I do like to get started by dropping in all of the boxes for any of the events that I have going on throughout the month. I do have my Google Calendar open to the right side so that I can compare everything that's going on throughout the month. I do have all of the different calendars feeding into my Google Calendar. So that includes my son and daughter's soccer calendars, my daughter's track calendar, my work calendar, and any of those other calendars that provide a feed to sync with. I do go ahead and do that so that I have an overview of everything that's going on throughout the week or the month in one view. I do not put a lot of work events on my monthly spread, but this particular month we do have a big project the week of the 14th, and I want to remember that that is scheduled and I don't try to plan things over it, such as doctor's appointments, hair appointments, etc. Hopefully, it will be complete by Thursday so that I can do life on Friday. There is a soccer game that day, and my kids are off school that day as well. As I am laying down all of these boxes, I am debating on whether or not I'm going to drop in boxes for track meets and for soccer games. I am not sure which track meets my daughter is going to yet, so that's why I wasn't sure if I should drop in the track meets. And my son's soccer games tend to change a lot, but I have just learned that we pretty much cannot reschedule any home game because the fields are booked for the entire season. So they seem to be as set in stone as possible with Ohio weather. And I apologize for my hair getting in frame. I do have a haircut scheduled, I think on the 7th, but I scheduled it after I did my April spread, so I'll have to go back and update this, which is what I normally do on the first of the month. But I am going to use these black boxes for all of my daughter's track meets. And again, I'm not exactly sure which ones she will go to, but I'm going to go ahead and drop all of them on the calendar just so I do not schedule things in case she is going to those track meets. And I did decide to go ahead and drop my son's soccer games in as well as I'm doing this spread. And if I need to cross one out or move one for some reason, I will come back in and do that. But for now, I will just use the green soccer balls since they coordinate pretty well with my spread and write out his calendar or his schedule as well. He has one game in March. It looks like he has 5 games in April. It's a pretty light season this year, which is probably okay since my daughter has so much track and my son is doing some training outside of his club team. So before I start decorating, I am going to go ahead and write in all of the events, and I am using my Kelly Creates fine liner. I think this is the '06 tip, but I have a full set of the Kelly Creates fine liners that I will link down below, and I'm not exactly sure which one I grabbed on this day. I do have my Muji .38 to write in those finer items. For my son's soccer games, I will come in with a mild liner and put a little color down before I write in the time and location of each one of his games. For my daughter's track meets, I do kind of know where they are, but I didn't have the exact details. So my plan is to just come in and write the start time for the track meets and then refer to the calendar for those actual locations. And normally the coach will give us more details. If it's not at like a specific high school or school, then they will provide those details as we get closer to the date. Once those items are filled in for the sporting events, I do come back in and fill in the rest of the boxes for the events that I have planned for the rest of the month. I am certain that things will get added as we go along. April really starts to get busy, May picks up a little bit more, then June we try to squeeze in all of our vacations, and then July is when soccer starts again. And in addition to all of that, my son will be a senior and my daughter will be a freshman. So there is a lot of extra activity added to the schedule for those two grade levels. So it will be a crazy fall. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and let's finish decorating for April. I start by placing the washi tape down towards the bottom of the page, and I do end up regretting this a little bit because it ends up putting too much white space between the decor and the bottom of the calendar boxes. And you'll see here in a moment when I get out my whiteout tape and white out a bunch of lines. But I am going to decorate that area on the right side of the page that don't have any dates that go along with them. I started with the girl laying in the grass. I thought I would put a larger quote down, so I chose just begin. And then I framed those words with another sticker at the other side. But like I said, I came in with this whiteout tape, and I'm glad that I did, except it made me wish that I had pushed all the decor up a little bit because there was a little too much white space between the tops of the stickers and the bottom of the calendar boxes. Let me know down below if you would have taken the time to grab the undo and move these stickers up. My initial thought was that as I pulled up the stickers, I would also pull up some of the whiteout tape, and then I would just be dealing with issues and trying to patch things up. So I did just go ahead and leave it. I wish that I had some greenery or something that I could have popped down from the bottom of the lines to fill in that space, but I didn't have any florals that I thought would work like that. So I did just go ahead and leave it the way that it is. I am going to go ahead and place the washi tape in the same area as I did on the right hand side on the left hand side. And I do like that little bit of white space between the washi tape and the bottom of the boxes on this side. Then I tried to find a taller sticker, and I didn't really have anything that was super tall, so I grabbed this girl with the backpack on and found a little quote to go next to her. It just says sparkle and shine, and I have no qualms about cutting up my stickers and making them fit in the space that I want them to and making them work for me. And I know that I want to put some more stickers in the sidebar. I'm just not exactly sure what I want to put in there yet. So I will jump up to that Monday box that does not have a date in it and drop in a sticker. I like when things feel balanced, and I felt like if I didn't put a sticker there, that it would not feel balanced. So I go ahead and overlap it a little bit onto the first, and I like how things are kind of balancing each other out now. Most of what I put down, other than what I figure out for the sidebar, is all about just trying to balance those things out and making sure that there is weight across the page evenly, if that makes sense. I did decide on putting some boxes in the sidebar, and I'm not really sure why I have to trim the boxes. I'm wondering if I loaded this sticker sheet into the Cricut wonky, and that's why it is not cut correctly. Either that or I need to realign my Cricut head. So I am liking this. I feel like something needs to go up in that April area. And then something else should go up in the upper right hand area. We'll see if I can find stuff to balance out all of the corners. I really like the legs with the shoes standing in the grass, so I am going to find a place in the upper right hand corner. Again, I'm just trying to balance out that visual weight in all four corners. And I definitely like how that adds weight up in that corner. And now I feel like all four corners are starting to feel balanced. I do think that a quote up there would be helpful since there are quotes in the other corners. So we may come back to that as well. I also really liked this umbrella, so I'm going to find a place for it. I do end up dropping it in on the 30th, and there is still room to write around it if I decide that I need to write something else on that date. But that umbrella really made my heart happy, and I wanted to find a space for it. I do end up grabbing a quote for the upper left-hand corner by the April, and it says, "You are capable of amazing things." I do go ahead and white out that line before I place it down because I thought it would make it hard to read the amazing things if there was a line going right through the words. Then I'm going to dive back into the sticker book and find a quote to put on Sunday the 6th. And this one says, "Self care is not selfish." And since I don't have anything scheduled for that weekend, and I know that most of the other schools around us are finishing up spring break, there shouldn't be anything added to the calendar there. Can't make that promise, but hopefully. Then I thought that I would fill in one of the boxes in the left sidebar with a quote, and it just says, "Stay patient and trust your journey." And again, I cut that up so it fit in the box perfectly. Once I get this quote laid down, I will call this spread complete. And although I'm not loving how fast the calendar is turning, I am glad that warmer weather is right around the corner. Thanks for joining me today. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Everybody have a great April. Bye.